What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Corey, this is Offbeat Motors, and today we're going to go over the repair of my 2018 Dodge Challenger. If you remembered, a few months back I went to a car meet for It's Just a Six, and I ended up getting rear-ended right in front of the car meet. So this video is going to go over everything that was done to fix the car, and I'll show you the estimate and how much it cost and everything else. So let's get to it. Alright, so most of the damage was obviously done to the back of the car because I was rear-ended. Well, let's be honest, that's where all the damage was done. And noticeably, right off the bat, you can see that there is no more gap. You can't see daylight through here anymore like you could with the spoiler that was busted. So they ended up having to replace the spoiler. When they took the bumper cover off, they found that there was actually some creases down in through here that they didn't notice right off the bat, so they ended up having to pull the panel, put it on the machine and pull it out and fix that, so that's all good to go. The bumper had to be fixed. Ended up having to get a new lower valance because that was mangled up. The sensors had to be replaced because my reverse sensors were no longer working, along with the rear, or the harness that goes for that. That was broken as well. They ended up having to replace both of these reflectors because they were broken. They ended up fixing the alignment of the exhaust because that was off. Up here, they had to replace this entire section right here. This was all busted up and everything. It was all broken on the bottom, so they had to replace it, which is why it has Dodge back here now. And I did go ahead and reorder a shaker 3-piece vinyl from Lux Auto Concepts, so I'm going to be installing that. They actually paid me for that. And because this is all new, you'll see that this is no longer tinted like that is, so I'm going to have to retint that, which I've already got the kit. I will have to do this too because I had that done as well, but I have to get a kit for that, and they did pay me for that kit. I didn't know about that one until I picked the car up, so I'll have to get a new kit because it came with the side ones as well. So this has all been freshly painted. They had to fix the trunk because it was dented right up and through here. So they ended up fixing that. They, did put the little weld thing on it and pulled it all out and fixed it and everything like that. So that's all good to go. This piece has been replaced because that was all mangled up as well. I no longer have the clear protective film on here that I had put on because I didn't know about that until afterwards either, that was replaced. I didn't think about it. And I'm not sure I want to put that back on. I might go with a different company on that. I didn't like that first one that I got. But if we go inside, this is where a lot of the fixes had to be done. Now, if you remember, I'll put it up right now. That body line is closed up some right there in the center, which is right where the striker panel is. this section all in through here was all humped up because this was all pushed in and it was humped up, and this was pushing against the trunk, which was causing problems opening and closing. They fixed all that because they ended up having to fix the body panel back here, which was messed up. All this stuff was actually pushed in a little bit, and it was causing problems back in here too. This right here, after the accident, it was jammed. I couldn't even get it open, so I ended up having to rip on it, and then it wouldn't shut all the way. But now it shuts all the way, so we're good to go there. I also had problems shutting the trunk. It wouldn't necessarily shut on the first try. When you try to shut the hood, or the trunk, that would usually latch. Give it a little force. You gotta slam it pretty good. But as you can see, it does it now. It's nice and smooth and opens like it should. So that's all. Everything's been realigned, fixed, replaced, and everything else. So they did a really good job. The body shop that I went to, they were very professional. They knew what they were doing. The quality of work is really good. The paint, it's dirty right now because, well, I've only had it back a week. But the paint, you can't even tell. It's blended so well. Once it all fully cures and everything, I'm probably going to clay bar it just to get, when I do the first wash and stuff after probably a month or so. I'll probably clay bar it just to get it all smooth, and then I'll protect the paint and everything else with probably the hydro slicks that I have. I'm going to do the whole hydro slicks on this car eventually. It's just I didn't do it right away because I knew I was going to have paint work and everything done. So, but now that it's done, we're going to get that done once it all fully cures. Now let's go ahead, because it is cold out here. Look at that beast. You see that? That's my neighbor's truck. That's his daily driver, in addition to a Rolls Royce and a McLaren. Okay. Let's step inside and we'll go over what entailed the entire repair and how much it actually ended up costing. So let me get this set up. All right, so the body shop that I went to is in Frisco, Texas, right by where I live. It's in the old part of Frisco on Main Street. It's called Frisco Body and Paint. These guys were phenomenal. They took care of me like there's no tomorrow. They're not paying me to do this anything or anything like that. This is not a paid advertisement for them. It's just my experience with them was really good, so I feel like giving them a shout out. So if you're in Frisco, you need some body work done, I highly recommend you guys look these guys up. So the insurance company that paid for the repairs was obviously the insurance company for the guy that hit me. He accepted full responsibility, and the insurance company approved the claim right away when I called them. They literally called me back, I think it was like an hour and a half later, and said, we're good to go. Go when you need to and whatnot. So I went to one of their actual preferred body shops, which is how I found these guys, and I couldn't be happier with them because not only did they do an excellent job, but I got a full warranty for the lifetime of the car. For as long as I own it, anything goes wrong with anything they did, it's covered. I don't have to worry about it. So it's a good peace of mind. So let's get to the estimate. Or not the estimate, the actual bill. There's a couple things on here that are not included because it wasn't done till afterwards. But I'll get into that in just a second. So let's see. They replaced roof drip rail molding. They fixed the quarter panel. They fixed the actual bumper cover itself. They replaced the lower valance piece. They had to pull, like I said, to pull the quarter panel. Let's see. For the deck lid, they had to repair and refinish the deck lid because of that spot that I was showing you by the camera, the rear backup camera. They had to fix that. They replaced the spoiler. That spoiler is $462 just for that spoiler. Didn't include the camera or anything. We got to move those parts over. Let's see. Refinished and repaired the bumper cover. They had to replace some supports behind the bumper cover because they were all mangled. A bunch of those. The sensors, there was a few sensors that were bad that they replaced. The harness for the sensors they had to replace. The two reflectors had to be replaced. The rear bumper antenna had to be replaced. The rear lower spoiler had to be replaced. The absorber had to be replaced. So that was all in basically the bumper area. On the body panel section and whatnot, they repaired the muffler, basically realigned it to the bumper because it got tweaked and everything, which I did notice. I don't think I mentioned it in my video, but I did notice it wasn't lined up properly. They ended up replacing the right exhaust pipe because that was bent up and stuff like that. That little section of pipe was $148, and a bracket had to be replaced. They pulled the rear body panel, straightened that all out, got that all fixed and refinished it. And there was a reinforcement for the rear body panel, which was like $11 they had to replace. One of the bigger amount dollar figures was that rear tail lamp section, that center section that has the Dodge emblem on it. That thing was $825. And I didn't even know that was broken until they took the vehicle apart, and they noticed it when they were removing it to fix the trunk and stuff like that. So that's a lot of the major parts. Now, there was 12 hours of painting involved in this vehicle. There was about $2,500 in parts. All said and done. Oh, labor, 53.7 hours of labor. So there was quite a bit of labor involved in it, mainly because they had to put it on the machine and pull the panels and stuff like that back out to where they're supposed to be per manufacturer specifications. So with all that said and done, it was, I don't think this has the improper amount. Did I not grab the right one? Where is it? $5,758.24. Now that does not include the additional $75 that they gave me a check for to replace the 3-layer vinyl graphic for the shaker that I showed you guys where the Dodge emblem is. I ended up purchasing that myself, repurchasing it, I should say. They gave me the money back on that, and they gave me the money back for the tail lamp tint because, well, there's no tint on the tail lights. So that was for both of those pieces, it was $75. So they wrote me a check for that, and so that wasn't included. So basically $6,000 is what they ended up doing. It's actually a lot more than what I thought it was going to be. I was thinking, from what I initially saw, I knew there was going to be some, issues with the rear body panel and stuff like that, and the trunk not shutting properly. So I didn't think it was going to be $6,000. I was thinking it was probably going to be closer to $4,000 on repair. So I was actually pretty surprised when I went and picked this up, and they said, "Yep, insurance company's paying almost $6,000 for this." So that's everything that was entailed on repairing my Challenger. And hope you guys enjoyed it. That's where I stand with that right now. I'm just glad it's fixed and I no longer have to worry about it, and I got a warranty and everything. I'm going to go ahead and keep that in the glove box. So stay tuned for more. Not sure what the next video is going to be on, but we'll be around. Catch you guys next time around.